With any new update being dropped to a game, of course there will be many bugs and glitches that can be found from within. And with Doors Floor 2, that's definitely no exception. These are 8 game-breaking glitches found in the Doors Floor 2 update. You better like and subscribe or else glitch will haunt your dreams tonight. Number 1, Seek Revive Glitch. Usually when players need to use a revive, they are able to respawn back into the game no problem and are able to continue on to the further doors. But when it comes to the first Seek chase, that may be a different story. If players end up dying within the first Seek chase and try to use a revive, the mechanic will work as intended at first and everything seems okay, but there's actually a high chance that the cutscene for Door 150 will not trigger, causing a game-breaking softlock to occur. There's absolutely no way in order to trigger the cutscene from here as the player endlessly sits within the minecart. I bet if you wait long enough, the dread entity could make its way, which could be pretty interesting to say the least. But many players within the community have mentioned about this glitch ruining their runs and, in the worst case scenario, taking away valuable revives that they need to save. It's definitely a glitch that should be patched hopefully pretty soon. Number 2, Guiding Light Glitch. Still within the Seek chase at this moment in time, there's yet another game-breaking glitch that would lead to players constantly dying to the Seek entity. Especially when the Floor 2 update was released, there was a large amount of players playing the game, which led to the Roblox servers experiencing some serious lag. This lag ended up causing the Guiding Light Sparkles to lag behind during the Seek chases, and you know that's not good, especially when there's multiple paths players need to take, and more importantly, the players need to rely on the Guiding Light to know which way to go. Again, many players within the community were experiencing this game-breaking bug, and it was one of the reasons why many players kept dying at this point of the game. Number 3, Endless Snare. Before the snare entity was removed from Floor 2 and the ridiculous entity spawn rates taking over the entire floor, there was an issue specifically with the snare entity. If you are really lucky, the entity would end up spawning right next to each other, which ended up forming an endless loop of snares, constantly spiking up any player stuck within the vortex. Now, it's nice that snares cannot actually kill you as you'll have really low health, but the problem is if they get stuck within this loop and nobody else has a crucifix, it's essentially game over at this point. There's been many videos within the community that has talked about this issue being around, and it seems to be happening more often than not. Currently, this glitch cannot happen within Floor 2 as the snare entity has been removed, but it could happen in Floor 1, though very rarely. Number 4, Figure AI Bug. Along with the game getting a revamp, the figure entity also ended up receiving a major upgrade, especially within its model and AI walking paths. The figure can now be seen hugging walls and can predict where players could be hiding much better than its old path. The developers were able to recode this AI system thanks to a complete code overhaul project. With the new system though, there's going to be flaws, and many players have noticed the AI within Figure, such as the entity simply standing still for quite a while, camping in front of the generator room hole, and this could cause a potential run to end as there would be no way to get past this type of scenario, unless of course, if you had the crucifix. There was also an instance where the Floor 1 library ended up getting into a softlock as the entity was nowhere to be appeared, which caused no books to spawn as well. The AI does need some more fixes in order to work more properly. Number 5, Dupe Items. Did you know that it's actually possible to dupe items in Floor 2 without the use of hacks or exploits? This is officially known as the duping item glitch, and it can be seen as an overpowering way to get OP items for everyone within your group. Please do note, you can only do this dupe item glitch with items from the pre-run shop that you personally bought. You can't do it for any other items currently. Also, you can also dupe items on PC. It's currently impossible to do this on mobile. This is how it's done. First, according to Rise, you have to drop all your shop items that you'd like to have duped on the ground, and then you have to go to the minecart, press the tab button on your computer to freeze the game screen, and while the screen is freezed, spam the E button to push the cart. You'll notice the minecart goes crazy and nearly kills the player. Do the process once more, causing a game over. You'll get respawned back at the entrance, and will notice that you will still have your items within the inventory. Players can actually keep doing this in order to spawn a heck ton of items, which is honestly insane. Obviously, the developers are aware of this glitch, so it may not be available for too long, but this glitch does make Floor 2 a ton more easier for you and your friends. Number 6, Modifiers Glitch. As you've noticed in previous videos, if you play Doors Floor 1 with modifiers on and continue on to the next floor through the ending, it is actually possible to bring those modifiers into Floor 2, possibly making the game easier to play and beat. Almost any modifier will work, though there may be some that could break the game completely and may also crash the game as well. Unfortunately, the developers did remove some modifiers from the list that used to be available, but it is really interesting to see that this glitch is possible even though the developers didn't officially add modifiers into Floor 2 at the moment. Number 7, Broken Rooms. Of course, broken rooms could be a possibility, especially if a new update was to be dropped. Many players within the community have experienced broken models within the rooms, such as this player encountering door 173 to be blocked with a brick wall, and this player randomly staring into a big brown wall that is covering the entrance to the later portions of Floor 2. The train can also glitch while opening doors, like as it happened to this player, which is also very interesting. It's really sad because there's no real way around some of these glitches and bugs, forcing the player to simply restart and try again. The glitch is also appearing more often within Floor 1, as some players are documenting more and more each day. Hopefully the developers are able to patch more of these sooner or later. Number 8, Broken Items. Similar to the broken rooms that we've showcased, items such as the fuse can also be glitched within the models as well. Obviously, we know that the players need fuses in order to continue within the mines, but if the fuse gets stuck, just like for this unlucky player, there's not really a way in order to obtain it at all. This player also documented the fuse being hidden behind broken pieces of planks, which can happen when you push the minecart through breakable walls. Due to the spawn locations of the fuse, those wooden pieces could actually land on something important, such as that fuse. What's really interesting is seeing fuses being spawned underneath drawers and on top of them, making it impossible to pick them up. So yeah, Doors Floor 2 definitely needs a ton of fixes, especially as of currently. What other glitches have you found? Like and subscribe for more videos, and stay tuned.